Cattlemen are the original environmental stewards of the land, and each year we recognize outstanding efforts with the Environmental Stewardship Awards program. This week we visit one of this year's regional winners in Arizona. Let's take a look.
Spread across miles of stunning terrain in southern Arizona, Babacomari Ranch is rich in history and diverse in natural resources. Founded in 1832 as part of a Spanish land grant, it's the largest contiguous private land parcel in the state. Owned by the BROPHY family since 1935, the ranch today is run as a large family partnership.
The ranch is a rectangular-shaped property, approximately 20 miles by 2.5 miles, and encompassing about 29,000 acres. And we operated in roughly 9 pastures.
We have essentially 2 groups of cattle every year. Our main group of steers, which normally numbers between 12 and 1,500 head, and then somewhere between 700 and maybe close to 1,000 head of heifers that we keep on the ranch.
Ben BROPHY heads up the partnership representing 57 family members. He's always looking for opportunities to maintain profitability and steward the ranch's resources. Ben works closely with ranch foreman Doug RUPPEL, who handles day-to-day responsibilities.
Well, Doug's job is really twofold. You know, running the day-to-day operations obviously is critical, and he works tirelessly at doing that. But also, you know, he has a very important role managing relationships with the different partners that we deal with to accomplish our stewardship objectives.
Those objectives include providing a healthy grazing environment for their cattle, while at the same time taking action to protect their land and water.
They're really into adaptive management, and so if they find that there is something that they can do to make the health of their ecosystems better, they want to know what it is, and they go out and find out how to do it.
We're using fencing increasingly to try and gain control of pastures that used to have multiple range types in them. We can more accurately manage rest and recovery and use because we don't have dissimilar range types within the same pasture.
The Babacomari has a long history of working with the USDA's NRCS to find the best ways to manage the land. The current partnership is working to control invasive species like mesquite with methods such as individual plant treatments with herbicide.
The Babacomari has probably been one of the best ranches that I've worked with. They have been a very good partner with NRCS. They've been very cooperative. They've got things done when they needed to get things done, and it's been a pleasure working with them.
The wildlife has been the biggest surprise to us. The deer especially have really moved into the areas that we've done a lot of brush control in. It also has increased the forbs in a lot of those communities that they're often interested in pursuing.
One of the most important efforts by the BROPHY family is aimed at protecting their historic ranch for the future. With Ben's leadership, over 1,000 acres have been put in a conservation easement, with plans to protect an additional 15,000 acres.
The decision to place a conservation easement on our property was to accomplish our long-term planning objectives. Number one, keep the ranch in the family for future generations by generating liquidity to meet partnership needs in the short run and accomplish long-term planning and investment objectives.
I think that history of stewardship for the BROPHY family is incredibly important to what we do today. I think that in a world and in an area so surrounded by development and all of the possibilities that might open, it's gratifying to see a group of people who are more interested in the long-term stewardship of a piece of their heritage.
No matter what challenges they've faced, good management, successful partnerships, and hard work have kept the BROPHY family's historic ranch going strong for generations.
I'm just hoping that the third generation is able to always maintain a core in each generation that will keep the best, to keep the heart of this ranch, which is rich with water, rich with grasses, rich with all kinds of possibility for the cattle and for man himself.
Well, it's our heritage, you know. It's a responsibility more than anything. My father told me that it's really not about ownership, it's about, you know, a land resource that is under our care for a very short period of time in the greater scheme of things, and that that it's our responsibility to care for it during that period of time and pass it on to the next generation.
To learn more about the Environmental Stewardship Awards program, visit cattlemantocattleman.org.